Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Grubby and UkraineStar here on, I believe, Backwater Gulch. The name of the map was actually in, I believe, German or Swedish. It was a language I couldn't read, so perhaps one of the observers using their European account had uploaded the replay. Grubby spawning as the green Protoss player on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have UkraineStar spawning on the top left hand side as the red Zerg in this series. So UkraineStar versus Grubby here on Backwater Gulch. This map is fairly large. There is 4 spawning locations, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but there was a recent change to the map. Originally, this ramp choke point actually dumped off over here, and then you had to walk over here in order to be able to protect your expansion. And that's one of the reasons why I said Backwater Gulch was not a Zerg map at all. The walking distance to your natural expansion, there was just so much creep that you had to walk off of that it was just absolutely impossible to get to your natural expansion and with your queen without really putting her life in danger. But now that Blizzard has changed this map just a little bit, it is a lot more balanced in terms of Zerg being able to fast expand, and we'll see if that is going to be the case in this particular matchup, as a probe now will walk up that ramp and it will quickly realize that his opponent is here, as it's going to spot the Overlord. So the OV already spotted, and a drone now purposely hiding itself over here and will be coming out around the corner in order to build a hatchery. So once again, a head fake move by UkraineStar, making sure that that hatchery does come into play. Grubby having really nothing or really not able to put any stop or put any pressure onto that hatchery at this time. The gateway is very, very far away. It looks as though he is not getting an assimilator though. So he may be going for a zealot push, and no, it is going for a zealot and forge push. So this is going to be interesting. I believe a probe should be able to warp in a pylon here. He has to be very careful that it is not within the range or the sight range of that Overlord. Does the Overlord see it? Oh, the Overlord does spot it, and that is huge. Grubby now already being spotted, drones coming off the mineral line, a significant number of drones at that, in order to shut down this pylon. You can see that Grubby now already trying to run away. It cancels that pylon, and essentially by stopping so many drones from mining, he was actually able to gain out on minerals in that particular sense. So he's actually the victor in that exchange so far, as now another pylon currently being warped in. I think he was trying to get a pylon there, but it keeps on being blocked by another drone. So there are going to be 2 pylons that he has to deal with, and this Venn diagram of 2 circles, it is going to allow a zealot to now make its way in, and the zealot now going to start battling it out. One drone is taken down, another drone going to get taken down. Is it going to get taken down? No, down to 4 hit points. The probe wants that drone, doesn't get the kill. So that one drone it survives once again for natural life regeneration. Yeah, the natural life regeneration, very, very powerful as a Zerg ability. It really screws up calculations many of the times, and now Grubby is definitely in trouble. Grubby, I believe if he had built the pylon right here, it would have been just outside of sight range, and he would have actually been able to warp in those necessary cannons and then contain his opponent into 2 bases and slowly start warping in units and putting in pressure under the protection of cannon fire. Grubby now getting that second zealot here. That second zealot will be very critical in holding off any of those any units that try to make their way in. I assume that we should be getting another gateway here to make a very long single channel. And now stalkers are being added. The cybernetics core has been completed. I'm not quite sure why the zealots are by the nexus. They really don't need to be there. They need to be over here, and yeah, that is going to be a problem if those Zerglings are able to come in. That one zealot getting 2 quick kills are ready, and now most likely will back off in just a moment. After adding a stalker to this army, the zealots will only take 2 shots in order to kill a Zergling as opposed to 3, and that's going to help out tremendously. Stalker and zealots now making their way down the ramp. Zerglings having really nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, can't really do anything about that, and is now going to pull away. We are getting some spine crawlers at the natural expansion. So we are going to get some natural base defense as those Zerglings still run across the map. Grubby now looking to establish a natural expansion here at the 3 o'clock low ground location, and he still just doesn't have enough minerals. So he's just looking around, making sure that there are no overlords, that he's not revealing his strategy or his hand just quite yet. Zealots trying to get some more damage onto those Zerglings. Zerglings able to run away. Nexus should be warped in as in just a matter of seconds. Back over here, no. It looks like it's not going to be warping in. So a probe now trying to come in, and now those Zerglings, already warping in a Zealot in that tight ramp choke spot already. Those Zealots going to get some even more damage onto some of those Zerglings, perhaps get some more kills. It looks like one kill, another kill now taken down. More units now warping in, and Grubby, who looked like he was going to be trying to do some pressure, is now moving into an all-in strategy. He is now placing a pylon here to make sure that no units are able to warp in. He is chrono boosting his forge in order to get the level 1 weapons upgrade. This is something he needed to do about 45 seconds ago if he wants to get that level 1 weapons upgrade utilized. There is also a high ground pylon here, so Grubby, using this high ground pylon, will be able to warp in all of his units here, and the Zealots will be moving out in just a moment. He needs to get some additional stalkers though, as there are going to be roaches, and those Zealots are going to have a very difficult time. And a pylon quickly destroyed those triple spine crawlers, making it very difficult for Grubby to really put any pressure. And I do not think that Grubby was expecting this amount of base defense. Zerglings now coming in the swarm. Level 1 weapons upgrade have not been completed. The stalkers are battling it out, and now those Impaler tentacles just joining in on the fight. More Zealots and stalkers are just slowly falling time and time again. Zerglings now just pushing against the back over here, and that is just not looking good at all. And there's the GG. Yeah, so a GG by Grubby. Grubby completely miscalculating, not knowing that his opponent had 3 spine crawlers on his front door, and that's ultimately what did him in. He doesn't have an expansion. He wouldn't be able to mine it out. And I think if the only difference would have been if he had the level 1 weapons upgrade about 45 seconds earlier before that engagement, those Zealots would have been able to cut through those Zerglings much more easily. And with that, the war of attrition would have gone in favor of Grubby, and perhaps he would have been able to at least get some damage onto the mineral line at the natural expansion. But that just didn't work out for him. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay and game 4 in this best of 5 series between Grubby and UkraineStar.